A dive bar. A place where everybody knows your name or who doesn't care what it is. Isn't that the kind of thing we all need? Isn't that what can bring us all together? Well, let me tell you a story about Bill and the place that could bring us all together but is now gone. The first time I came to the Tipsy Turtle in Springfield, Missouri, I wasn't entirely convinced it wasn't a strip club. The place was in the basement of a shopping center on Glenstone Street, and in the glare of an orange streetlight, my friend Austin and I approached the dark brown, dented metal door at the back parking lot, the only entrance, and agreed that if it was a strip club, we'd just turn right around and leave. Instantly, we knew it was not. Instantly, we knew we'd be welcome. Because the first thing we saw was how dark it was in that basement pub. And the first thing we heard was the owner and bartender calling us to come on in. 4 cracked stools ringed the tiny bar, 3 on one side and 1 on the other. A collection of low tables and lower chairs occupied the dimly lit, narrow stretch of stained, bare concrete walls between the bar and the far, cracked wall. And all along the tin print ceiling, dollar bills. Dollar bills dangling like streamers, a strangely compelling decoration of flaunted not wealth. Money not being spent but not being saved in a place that charged $3 for a beer. And what beers they had. The bartender never smiled, but seemed inviting all the same as she gestured to a stool with one meaty arm and to the taps with the other. 3 craft beers and Guinness. That's what they had on offer. Austin ordered Guinness. I chose the Boulevard Brewing Company Seasonal. Only as we sat, as if he'd materialized on the third stool with a glass of New Belgium Brewing Company beer already half drunk, did we notice Bill. We noticed Bill because he smiled at us and said, "Hi, I'm Bill." "Hi, Bill," we both said. "Did I ever tell you how I met the president?" "No, Bill, we've never met," I said. "Hi, I'm Bill." "Nice to meet you, Bill." "So I'm at the party and there he is, and I say to him, I say, and then, there's the spaceships. You ever seen them?" "No, Bill, I haven't." Bill gestured to the logo for the Seasonal I was drinking, a flying saucer above the Boulevard Brewing Company logo. "Them there, they always looking and dreaming, and..." Bill paused a moment, suddenly so somber. Then his delight returned, and he said, "Hi, I'm Bill." "Hi, Bill." "What are you making?" asked Austin. "Skittle shots," replied the bartender, her thick arms making hard work of stirring a 5-gallon bucket filled with something. "We'll have 2." "3," said Bill. The bartender poured 3 shots of semi-orange liquid. Tasted like candy. The best I've ever had. "What is it?" I asked. "Skittles and Everclear," she replied. "Hi, I'm Bill," Bill said after his shot. "Hi, Bill," I said. "Them's the great and the wonderful, and you need the wonderful." Bill leaned forward, his hand brotherly resting on my shoulder. "The wonderful in this world, and all the wonder and wondering leads to only more wonder, and that's wonderful." He paused. Then he paused again. And just before Austin or I could interrupt his third pause, Bill said, "Hi, I'm Bill." "Hi, Bill," we both said. We came back often, but we never saw Bill again. Austin's convinced he was never real. And now that the turtle is gone, maybe it too was never real. Maybe it was all a dream encased in a shopping center that no longer exists. I just hope that they spent those dollars before they tore it down. Or maybe they left them up, like some noble sacrifice or middle finger to the forces unbeatable. Either way, I could use a beer and a skittle shot, and some stool time at the Turtle. I think a lot of us could, because everyone was welcome at the Turtle, especially Bill.